This episode of Tekzilla is sponsored by GameFly. Not too long ago, Robert tweeted that, well, his home theater setup was controlled with an all-too typical pile of remotes. Quote, I am almost ashamed to admit that I purchased my first Harmony remote after setting up countless ones for others. I am so happy. Look at this, people. PS3, Xbox 360, Sony, PlayStation 3.
It's endless, man. That's from a home theater PC.
And another Sony for your Blu-ray player, your Samsung. Is this actually what you replaced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 remote controls with?
A lot of remotes. Probably 5 devices, 6, 7 remotes, all replaced with that one Logitech Harmony 650.
You didn't want to hit play on the Blu-ray player and then pick up this one for the volume and then...
to turn the TV on and off or to access its functions. It's a nut. It's nuts. And essentially what you're looking at here is basically the least expensive Harmony remote that offers a color display.
Yeah.
The Logitech 650 model, the Logitech Harmony 650. It's about $55 online. Logitech, as you can see right there, the beautiful color display on there. Play a game, watch a movie.
We should point out the whole point of this with Logitech's theory is like you pick a mode more than anything else. So I want to watch TV. I want to watch a Blu-ray.
Activity-based.
That's the one. Activity
menu style. So essentially, now the difference between this remote, say, and some of Harmony's other remotes, say like their beautiful Harmony 1 or the Harmony 1100, they both have larger color displays and they're both touchscreens. This one's not a touchscreen display, but they also cost several times more than this one. So I really wanted to go with one of their most affordable models. The other big deal with Harmony remotes is pay attention to how many devices are supported per remote. The least expensive model, the one without a display on it, only supports 3 devices, and that would have been too limiting for me. This supports, the 650 supports up to 5 devices.
Nice.
And that is just the bare minimum I needed to get going. Now, if I needed more support, I'd step up with one of the more expensive remotes that supports up to 15 devices and to be done with it.
How much was this?
Online, $55.
Oh, wow.
Delivered to my door. Setup is simple, actually. It is browser-based.
Awesome.
And one of the best things about this product, really, is the fact that you plug in your USB cable, you create an account online, and here is the actual interface that you use. You tell it what devices you're connecting, and in this case, I went through my TV, my AV system, my game console, my home theater PC, and another game console. I listed all these devices. I then said it asks you how they're connected and all that good stuff. 2 of the more problematic devices, though, I really ran into in my case were dealing with one, my Sony PlayStation 3. This is a Bluetooth-controlled device, and it can be difficult to actually control that with a universal remote. The nice thing about Harmony is that they have in their product database over 5,000 brands and over 225,000 devices. Chances are, whatever you own is already listed in their database, and it turned out with something like my home theater computer, they had a remote layout for their controller that worked even better than the remote layout that came with my unit. It actually sped it up and it made certain functions more streamlined, and I really dug that. But the PlayStation 3, it lacks an infrared port, and it makes remote control pretty difficult. Harmony actually created, excuse my reach, a $50, I'll let you hold that. It's a $50 little puck you have to buy, basically. So if you want full control over a PlayStation 3 with your infrared Harmony adapter, or with your Harmony remote, you basically are going to spend this on the Logitech Harmony adapter for the PlayStation 3.
Will this work with other Bluetooth-controlled hardware or just the PS3?
As far as I can tell, that is just a PS3 device only. Your remote will basically go infrared to that, and then that is already linked via Bluetooth to the PS3. Every button on the PS3 controller is actually mimicked, so I didn't run into any situation where I couldn't fully control the PS3 with the Logitech or the Harmony remote. And the other nice thing was that it even turned it on and off. But it is a $50 puck I'm having to buy, though, to make my remote work.
$55 remote control.
Exactly. And all buttons,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Look, if you want to control a PS3 with an IR remote control system, you're going to spend some extra money somewhere along the way.
The nice thing, though, with the 360 is it's always had an IR port built in, and that made it really easy. There's actually a profile good to go right there. The bottom line, though, for doing a remote control like this or adding it to your own home theater setup is that it will simplify that experience, the use of that home theater gear for all the people who are in the household using it. And that's really critical to for just general making everyone feel good in the house and promoting, I guess, just a, exactly, do you want the file
well,
or
it's so
not?
funny. It's like, how do I turn the volume down? It's the black one. It's not working. The other black one.
I've seen these remotes save relationships. And we also talk about constantly about getting the most out of stuff you already have.
Yeah.
And every cable box or set-top satellite box that includes a remote that has some universal functionality.
Right.
So if you're still dealing with volume control and your satellite cable box remote, you could find that code that makes those two talk together. Check into it. Check that manual. You can make it work.
At the very least, take a look at your Blu-ray remote control, your HDTV remote control, because the chances are that you can control the basic functions of your TV with your Blu-ray controller or your Blu-ray with your HDTV controller, and at least get those two together so you have a single control when you're watching Blu-rays and doing basic TV channels if you've got cable or satellite.
Totally. And the other tip I'll have is once you switch over to a universal remote and all of the remotes that you've now put into reserve status, one thing you have to do is remove the batteries from old remotes. There is nothing worse than wondering why 6 months later or down the road, that remote that you put in the drawer now has a corrosion bloom bursting out of its battery compartment.
Because you were using rocket alkaline batteries.
Yeah, well that's what it came with. It sounded cool, but those are all of the batteries that came out of the remotes, and it was just a good feeling to be able to nuke them. Even though they're still good, there's still some power left in those, so I'll repurpose them for a rocket brand.
I got to say also, if you want to get your green on, it's nice to have rechargeable batteries for remote control. So you basically have one battery for the rest of the life of the remote control, and probably a lot longer.
That is an awesome tip.
Yeah. Did you know, on a completely unrelated note, that Amazon Prime Instant Video is now available on the iPad?
What was I loading up this morning on my dad's new iPad? Dad's going to get some video service via Amazon, no question. And I just had to whip out my $10 universal remote, available at my local drugstore.
Behind the counter at your local drugstore, ladies and gentlemen.
How cool is that for $10? And it is. You could call that a universal remote, I guess. Yes. Yes, it is. Anyway, we got a Facebook question from Ronnie who asked, do they not make TVs with CableCARD slots anymore?
Did they ever?
I'm sorry to say that I can no longer, at least here in the year 2012, televisions are no longer offering cable card support. I see this as simply supply versus demand.
Right.
In the effort to create the least expensive high-definition TVs possible, commoditize them to the point where it's nearly impossible to make a profit selling them, parts were sacrificed. And the cable card slot was one of the first to go.
Yeah, and it didn't help that for years and years cable companies were like, no, we don't have to give you a cable card. No. You only get a cable card with a cable box. We'll rent you a cable box. You want us to rent you a cable card? Then the FCC was like, smack!
Taking away our revenue stream.
Okay, we'll rent you a cable card. And by that point, they'd all been yanked out of the HDTVs.
Keep in mind, though, how hard would it be to create an app that would replace the cable card system? And I, for one, would be delighted to see an HDTV app augment or altogether replace, one can dream, the monopoly we love to hate called the pay-per-view video distribution system. I just had to rant there for a minute.
Well, would you point out, part of the reason he's so upset about the pay-per-view video system is because you pay a lot of money to your cable supplier for your cable cards, for your cable tuner that's in your home theater PC. You provide them with a wonderful revenue stream, and you're like, I want to see the fight. And they're like, that's great.
Or various events.
Just turn on your cable box. I use CableCARD. That's nice. Get a cable box, kid. So
the apps are coming soon.
Slowly but slowly.
Not soon enough. But it is time to thank one of our sponsors.
Want to play the latest games without spending a fortune? GameFly, people. GameFly is the largest online video game rental service. It offers you a choice from over 8,000 new and classic titles across all the consoles, all the handhelds. We're talking about all the gaming love, people, at just $15.95 a month. You can rent out a game for as long as you like, and once you're done playing a game, just send it back. GameFly is going to send you the next available game on your list. You're not a console gamer? No worries. GameFly members can also play hundreds of PC games for free with unlimited PC play. You're a Tekzilla fan, we're going to score you a 15-day free trial. Just go to gamefly.com/Tekzilla. Seriously, stop wasting money buying games you may not like. GameFly them instead. Remember, people, gamefly.com/Tekzilla. Please support Tekzilla by supporting our sponsors like gamefly.com/Tekzilla.